Good afternoon. In this video, I'm briefly look at a portion of Gene Kim's video on dealing with enemies of Gene Kim, or as he has it. Enemies of Gene Kim defeated by prayer. He says this ministry isn't about Gene Kim, but then these guys take everything personal. He'll say, "Oh, this ministry isn't mine, it's Lord." But everything these guys do, Robert Breaker, Gene Kim, Brian Denlinger, Hoffman, John Davis, Sluter. Sluter called me a moron because I said he was a PBI graduate. You know, well, he might not graduate from PBI, but he's got a picture of Ruckman up on his study desk. That's what these guys are. So he goes the whole thing, this issue of how prayer, immediately after he prayed something, these people were affected. So I was told that he was really taking responsibility for me getting cancer. You know, so let's listen to what he has to say. And of course, Max Bauer being offline for a while. Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy.
I wonder if the Lord's dealing with that person on something.
Let me go back here.
There's some of these people who don't have such fear.
So 19 minutes in. These guys are so arrogant, so puffed up. They think, you know, that the Lord they just speak and God snap, they just think God's just going to, take care of it. They tax on, he said, this ministry is mine. But you notice that it's the enemies of Gene Kim. The title isn't the enemies of God, defeated by prayer. The title is the enemies of Gene Kim, defeated by prayer. Not even the enemies of Gene Kim's ministry, or God's ministry, or whatever the ministry he has, the real Bible believers ministry. It's the enemies of Gene Kim defeated by prayer. This is the arrogance, and you give Robert Breaker. He always talks about himself in third person. It's like they're always ad hominem. That's all these guys are phonies.
So then one person attacked me about exceptions in dispensationalism, did a video, and then the guy didn't do.
He's talking about Max Bauer, and he couldn't answer that thing on Max Bauer nailed him to the wall because they can't answer about Lot. And so what these guys do is everyone say, "Well, that's the exceptions that prove the rule. You know, God makes this exception. That makes it. God, interracial marriage. Well, God allows Ruth to marry, into the family of God, and so, oh, that's an exception. That's an exception." So Max Bauer nails him. These guys are phonies. He's talking about, he repents and he's always worried about this. They don't repent. Now, how many times you nail him? And he says, well, we got the scriptures. That's the big thing. Robert Breaker shows you the scriptures, and they all say you have scriptures. Yeah, they have scriptures. They just misinterpret the scriptures. They twist the words. So Max Bauer nails him and goes offline for a while, for whatever reason. And he thinks it's because now Gene Kim is thinking, see that? God dealt with Max Bauer. When you tell the truth about saying, well, I got the books, I got his book. He doesn't discuss Lot. Buckman doesn't discuss Lot. Lot is to them a picture of a New Testament Christian who loses everything and still ends the judgments of Christ. They can't explain how Lot, according to the Old Testament dispensation, got to heaven. First across Abraham's bosom. They can't explain that. And they don't try to explain them. They should try to explain them away. And Max Bauer pointed to some other things. What's this exception? What's that exception? This is their theology of exceptionalism. That's what they just try to make exceptions. So then he goes back, see, he couldn't answer it because he thinks he's a genius. They all think they're geniuses. And when you nail him on that book, the other guy's book on this guy here, David Walker, he's made a big work on dispensationalism. He doesn't deal with Lot. He don't want to deal with Lot. So now he's going to bring up me. Watch this.
Any video for months, and so many people were worried. Like, I'm worried. Did something bad happen to you and stuff like that? I was so worried. I wonder if the Lord's dealing with that person on something.
No, he's fine now. Whatever it was, he said, God, he had a situation. Sometimes we just need a break from making YouTube videos. Side types are making, that's all. He's back. He hasn't repented, changed his mind on anything. He hasn't come back and say, "Oh, Gene Kim was right."
And then his partner in crime, so to speak.
Partner in crime. Get that, people. The partner in crime, so to speak. He's dealing with me. Now he's talking about me.
Was trolling literally every Bible believer he can think of.
You mean real Bible believers? Not just Bible believers. I was trolling the real Bible believers. You got PBI guys.
And then within less than a season after I prayed for that person?
You prayed for me. This guy wants you to believe he prayed for me. In the beginning of the video, he talks about praying that personal harm happens to people's families. To 2014 in.
God struck that person with cancer.
No, he didn't strike me with cancer then. I had cancer. I had a lymphoma since I've been 60. So no, Gene, I wasn't struck with cancer just because you prayed. Then later on, I found I had prostate cancer. And you know what? My prostate cancer is in remission, Gene. So what does it say about your prayers, Gene? It means your prayers are useless, worthless, because clearly I haven't changed my views, and yet my cancer is in remission. So I'm dealing with 2 cancers, and I'm fine. How's that working out for you, King?
And coincidentally, that same year, he had a video title, Romans 10:13 is a cancer. Same year.
Yeah. What was the title, the full title, Gene? I didn't say Romans 10:13 was a cancer. I said Romans 10:13 was a cancer to the gospel. You see how they lie? Do you see how they lie, people? I didn't say just Romans 10:13 was a cancer. I said Romans 10:13 was a cancer to the gospel because these people are using it inappropriately to the gospel. It's not part of the gospel. But you see how they lie. Zachary did the same thing. Romans 10:13 is a cancer. Romans 10:13 is a cancer to the gospel because they're sending people to hell with it. It's not part of the gospel. This guy has a false gospel.
Watch out.
Oh yeah, you watch out. You watch out for these sanctimonious, puffed up egomaniacs who think every time someone brings up an issue against their ministry and their false doctrines, that it's personal.
We have to take this work of the Lord, and this includes your pastor here. We have to take this work seriously.
Yeah, we take it very seriously. We know what liars you are. Go and look at the video. Romans 10:13 is a cancer to the gospel. You know what it's speaking in Romans 10:13? It's speaking to the Jews and speaking to he pours out the verses talking about in Luke 23:28. Jesus turning unto them said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming, in the days which they shall say, Blessed are the barren, the wombs that never bear suck, and never bear, and the paps which never gave suck. And then shall they begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. That was both a prophetic message to what was going to happen in the future, but also what was going to happen to them in the present. The wrath of God was coming upon the Jewish nation and Jerusalem. But I'm going to stop, put this up. This is how you lie, people. This is how you lie. And Gene Kim is a liar. He prayed for me. And then next, in a year or something, within a season, I got cancer. Well, the cancers were much earlier than that. Actually, had prostate cancer much earlier than that. And it was only discovered in the 4th stage. And so then I actually didn't know about it. I was going to an oncologist dealing with my lymphoma cancer, which is a marginal zone lymphoma. Since I was 60. And for some reason, he wasn't picking up my PSA numbers rising up very, to triple digit. But I felt there was something wrong with that. I said, "There's something. He's not telling me something." Must have been the Holy Spirit, Kim, telling me, because I had cancer in my life. How'd that work out? And if I continued staying with that other guy, I probably wouldn't be here now. But I said, something's funny about this. And he says, "You're not telling me something." Because he acts strange around me. So then I said, "Well, I need another oncologist." I went to another oncologist. He said, "Oh my goodness, your PSA numbers are way, triple digit. Usually it shows you have something, you're in fourth state." So now, I've dealt with it a year. Actually, my 12th shot of my calcium is coming up this next week. Monday, I'll be 12 shots for that. So the cancer was in the leg of the bone, my leg bone, and basically got it out, and cancer's remission. Oh, Gene Kim Brady. Watch these egomaniacs operate. Watch their puffed up, sanctimonious attitude. And he's going to quote the video. It's ironic. He said, Romans 10:13 is a cancer. Well, I already had cancer when I made the video, people. I already had a lymphoma. But it was a cancer to the gospel. They leave that out. That's what they do with all scriptures. When they want to twist the scriptures of dispensational salvation and other false things. When they want to make up weird doctrines. They always find ways to twist it, wrest it, and then say, "Well, we got scriptures. We got, Calvinists are known for that. Calvinists give you 20 proof texts. See that? All these proof texts can't be wrong." But watch the liars, the deceivers. Imagine that bringing up myself and Max Fowler. That's how much we irritated these guys. This guy got up there and he was huffing and puffing. I can defeat all these enemies of dispensational salvation. And Max comes in and crushes him. He was lying about Noah. And he said, "Well, Noah was saved. You see that? By building the boat." No, he wasn't eternally saved by building the boat. That's what he's trying to make the point. He says, Buckman doesn't say that. No, Buckman says that Noah was saved according to Ephesians 2:8-9. Yeah, Buckman says that, people. Buckman says Abraham was saved according to Ephesians 2:8-9. Oh, but his faith, Buckman coming in, but his faith was different than your faith, and it wasn't perfected like. Then he throws in some nonsense. But he says he wasn't eternally saved by building a boat. He built the boat because he was saved. Building the boat physically saved him. You don't believe me? Read Buckman's commentaries. That's why these guys are always double talking. They're always double talking. And they come in and say, well, they're saved by the law. They won't say by the law. Say before the law. They will say it has to by works. They won't say by works. They won't say under grace. And grace goes right from Genesis 3 or right to Revelation 22. Well, if it's grace, then it's not works. It's works, it's not grace. Oh, you're not going to lead any. You're going to have no faith in the millennium. It's just going to be works in the millennium. Because of Hebrews 11:1. On and on goes, people. That's what they do. They lie. That's what they do. And they want to get pious. Oh, this ministry is not Gene Kim's. It's God's. Then why is your name on the title? Enemies of Gene Kim. That's their attitude. When you go after a doctrine, they take it personally. Robert Breaker takes it personally. He's too puffed up. And he uses his name in third person. And he can't deal with the facts you're dealing with. He'll come on my channel and just add hominem attacks. And you see the comments I'll leave there. Read them. See what he does. What are you doing there? 1 Corinthians 15, wonderful. Let me stop and put this up. Amen. Thank you.